How you bounced back from that 25-1 run. The team didn't quit, and you came back in the fourth quarter with the small lineup again.
Yeah, I thought we ended both the first quarter and the second quarter poorly. And then we carried over the end of the first half into the second half and put us in a real hole. But there's a lot of game left, as we all know. And just kind of stayed the course and chipped away. And it's a big shot at the end of the quarter that went our way in the third quarter. And then came right out of the gate, scored, and now we got a shot. It's a long game. We know it's a long game. We've lived the other side of that, and I thought the guys really played hard and well for extended minutes. Some of those guys were in for 18 straight minutes.
Coach, how would you describe the energy that's on the court when Jay, Jonas, and Isaiah are all out there together in that second unit?
Well, with a 2-game sample size, I would say it's been good, but I don't know that we can, determine if it's good long term or not. I think that I know this. The biggest thing for me has always been if you can find somebody with enough speed and skill that can guard above their size, then you can give them, create some havoc on the other side of the court, and that's what Jay has done. Jay's ability to guard the post has given us some options as we've been smaller here, and Jonas too. But we had to double Al still, and we had to do some of that stuff. But Jay did a great job on Al Jefferson. I mean, did as good as anybody can.
Steve, Red, is it just a different world when you've got a guy like Isaiah who you know is going to get his own looks, and in the same breath create looks for other people because he's going to draw defense? It just,
Well, I just think you can. I mean, there's going to be times, obviously, where they're playing, but even when you call something or you draw something up, you can do it in space. You can simple actions to action for him, and you can get him going. And he's a hard guy to stop because he has the ball. It's not like he's cutting away from the ball or you're able to jump a cut or something like that. He's got the ball, so he's going to be able to at least initiate what you want to do if you create decent action. And then the key with that group specifically is, there's 4 shooters on the court, and there's really 5 with him, but that's why the lane was so open. He was great getting there, but that's why the lane was so open. Those guys faced the way around where they weren't coming off those guys.
Brad, are you seeing this is the second year, and there's been some downs and some downs recently. Are you seeing the progress to kind of unfold in front of your eyes? Are you, especially with
Gary, I've said it all year, and I even said it when we were at the start of the year and losing all those games. I know structurally we're way better. Offensively and defensively, felt really good about that. Obviously, when you have personnel change, that can go both ways. But I've always felt good about it, and I feel really good about the way that we approach things. I think we still have a lot of room for growth, and we got to get a lot better. There's no question about it. But we approach improvement the right way, and that's big. That's just not the new guy. That's the guys that have been here they've really done a good job. The young guys and the Brandon Basses of the world, and the Avery Bradleys, and everybody's approached it the right way and stayed pretty even keel through all results. And hey, we're 23 and 33, so it's not like we're again setting the world on fire.
Coach,
overstated.
Coach, when you look at video and you're watching Jay Crowder, he's defending bigger post guys. What's the key that you're seeing that is allowing him to be effective and not let those guys down?
Well, he's strong. That's number one. He's strong. He gets in a stance. He does his work early defensively, and he's very, very, very competitive and prideful. And you can tell that. Him against Al Jefferson every day is not going to work. But I've always thought, at least the guys that I've coached, the toughest of the tough could guard anybody for a possession. or could guard anybody for a couple of minutes, you know, and they kind of get excited about that, and that's a good description of Jay. Like Jay wants to guard that guy, like he wants to take on that challenge and see if he can. And I think you get a guy like that, that helps. And then his ability to stretch it on the other side of the floor is what makes it work, right? Because, you know, otherwise it would, you know, be negated anyways.
And what does it mean, Brad, to you to see the progress that you've seen throughout the season actually start to manifest itself in victories at this point in the season?
It's really hard for me to tell you because I'm still getting to know some of these guys. You know, we're not a fully formed team. If you look at us as a team, I don't know if it's fair to say how much we've regressed or progressed. You know, I just think it's because we've only been together for a week, you know, so we found a lineup that in the last 2 games has been very good in the fourth quarter twice in a row. But like I said, I felt better. I felt better about our team and our approach all year. It's just a matter of you know, getting over the hump in some of these games and, you know, coming back, and, you know, we've come back a number of times down 17 or 18 and come up short. But, you know, hopefully we can build off that. But each game's its own entity, and we'll see.
Brad, the last couple of games before you guys got Isaiah, there's going to be some tentativeness with guys like who would take the shot. And now that he's on the team, it seems like everybody kind of wanted the shot, like the last few minutes out there. How much is that contagious of wanting the ball and then it starts to bleed into other guys?
Well, I thought that actually started well before he got here, to be honest with you, because I thought that, you know, and obviously we had the first West Coast trip and we had a bunch of guys make different big shots, and then the last, you know, 10 days before the All-Star break, I thought we did too. So I think what he does is he exudes a fearlessness and an ability to get in the paint, and he makes their shots easier. You know, I think that's the main thing. Like, they're a little bit more open because of his ability to get to the rim, and that's huge. There's no question about it. But it's a two-way street again. Isaiah's ability to finish, you know, was helped by who was standing there out with him, or who was out there with him.
As Isaiah, it's again short sample size and everything, but is this what you were expecting? Is he exceeding what you were expecting when you were out there?
Bill, Adam, it's interesting. I don't know that I have expectations for our guys when they get here, when we bring them in, or whatever the case may be, other than, you know, pulling in one direction, you know, committing to our defensive system, and being a good teammate and sharing the ball. I don't know that I have expectations beyond that. I'm hopeful that they can be all world, you know, but I don't really put expectations on them. I just want to see what it looks like once we get them and get them out there. If you do all 3 of those things, then you're playing your role, and then at least you have a chance. And if you're really good at your role, that's pretty helpful, obviously.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.